Good afternoon. Today, Chris Allen, Alyssa Benedict, Taylor Perkey, and myself, Adam McCanowitz, will be talking to you about careers in construction. So here is an overview of what we will be talking about from construction statistics all the way to what may be in the future for construction. So first, let's talk about some statistics. From a poll in 2016 across the U.S., the average salary for men came out to be about $49,000, while for women it came out to be about $43,000. This comes out to a 13.03% difference, which is not a negligible amount, especially when you're talking about people's livelihoods. Dividing that by career, high management level salary averages about $72,000, and an example of that would be construction managers, while mid-level careers about $56,000 and construction laborers about $45,000. So from this map of the U.S., you can see the average salary by state, and then in the lower right corner, you can see how the U.S. stacks up against other countries when comparing median salaries. So now on to some demographics. The gender division in the U.S., again from a 2016 poll, came out to be about 7.5 million male workers compared to about 860,000 female workers. This presents a 158.85% difference, which again is a very large number. Dividing by salary, you come out to 49,000 and 43,000. This heat map of the U.S. shows the average age of construction workers by state, and the average around there is mid to late 30s, while the figure on the upper right is the cultural demographic by job type. Here are some division within the industry by what job type. So it's a large percent of non-residential construction compared to residential construction, probably about 60%. And within the non-residential construction, as you can see on the figure on the right, the largest sector is highway, so transportation. So talking about how you would get involved in the construction industry, it depends on what position you're trying to obtain. For entry-level or trade positions, you may not need much experience. The interview process may be shorter, and really you may not even need a college degree, more like a trade school or possibly an apprenticeship. For mid-level positions such as safety managers, the application process may be a little lengthier, and a lot of times you will be required to have an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree or a technical degree in a specific field. And for higher level positions, such as civil engineers, you may be required to, or you will be required to have a bachelor's degree that from an ABET accredited university, as well as maybe other certifications such as OSHA training, and the interview process for that will most likely be lengthier. So now I'm going to pass it to Alyssa for some site engineering information.
There are many career paths and interrelated areas in the field of construction, from construction labor to management. The opportunities are endless. One of the positions that's centered on construction management is site engineering. Site engineers play a supervisory role in both technical and organizational aspects of projects. They apply their designs and plans in dealing with site construction. One of the tasks of a site engineer is to determine locations for above and below ground infrastructural installations related to construction operation. Another career path that can be taken is surveying. Building surveyors work by the design and construction of buildings, which allow them to provide advice and recommendations concerning property. In addition to that, they're also responsible for submitting detailed reports known as building surveys that include repair work, restoration, maintenance, and sustainability of structures. A sustainability consultant promotes sustainable solutions to the infrastructure of building environments and engineering divisions. Their work can range from regenerating urban areas, rebuilding infrastructure, and sustaining older structures. They also often offer expert advice and recommendations on effective strategies to effectively reduce carbon output. Now that I've talked about all the different types of job opportunities in construction management, I'm going to talk about the benefits and why you should really consider working in construction. Firstly, there's good job security. With the major shortage of skilled workers, everyone from contractors to construction companies are looking for young people who are willing to learn and work hard. So, even though no one can predict the future, one thing's for sure. At present, there are a lot of paying jobs open in the trades, and that does not seem to be going away anytime soon. Besides that, you can also earn a really good living. Though it depends on where you live and the type of work you do, work experience goes a long way in determining the potential salary you can earn. Last but not least, every day in construction is a new challenge. Because a construction project is a process, no 2 days are going to be the same. Every day will bring a different challenge, but that would keep you on your toes. Work can get stressful, but seeing the finished results, knowing that you have given back to the community, will feel extremely rewarding. Now I'm going to hand it over to Taylor to talk about history in construction.
The history of construction began with ancient civilizations such as Mesopotamia and Egypt. Most of the structures you see from this time are the temples such as the ziggurats and the pyramids. They typically used slaves to build these. In ancient Greece, they really brought into engineering and building temples out of marble and just stronger and to withstand earthquakes. In Rome, they followed Greece's lead with the engineers and the architects by building the aqueducts and the roads. The Chinese Empire, they used a lot of teamwork to build the Great Wall of China, as well as their buildings really expanded horizontally rather than vertically. The Middle Ages brought the Renaissance, which brought like the dome-shaped structures, and they brought a lot of architects in. The 17th century was the birth of modern science, so that really brought in glass and iron to make taller buildings, and they were stronger. The Industrial Revolution brought in new technology of steel and plumbing, so that brought in steel workers and plumbers and created new specialty areas. These are some of the early development projects that were the pyramids of ancient Egypt and the aqueduct from Rome, and then the wheel was created for the roads to allow for the easier transport of materials. Now Chris will discuss the future of construction.
As Taylor has said, the history of construction has been of constant development since the start of the 16th century, and the future brings even more development. With infrastructure replace and repair that has to go, especially in the United States, with most of the bridges being in a really bad condition. Also BIM, which is the building information modeling, which creates a digital copy of the building and allows for the design, construction, operation, and maintenance of the building in a digital way, and then to carry it out physically. How the industry is changing today is with the prefabrication of buildings, built out off-site and then assembled on the site to save time and money in the actual construction period. New ways to get components, again the BIM, consolidation of different parts, and green constructions, which means the reuse of materials, a more efficient use of the concrete, asphalt, different construction materials, and the design of a greener building, such as more light coming in, or the less energy used during the heating process. And the technology that comes with that is 3D printing. This really allows for the prefabrication of buildings. And then the human and robot collaboration, as it shows here with the artificial intelligence. It uses the automation of robots to replace the need of humans, such as again in paving of roads, or in the finishing of the surface of the concrete in a special building. Site monitoring, which used to take a bunch of people walking around the site, now it can be done with a drone in a matter of minutes. And the prefabrication is already being done in Melbourne, Australia, with a 60-story building. It has never been done in such a size. It's always been done in small houses, but this is the future of construction. prefabrication, less time in the job site, and more efficient use. Thank you. Wait, did I stop?